everyone. My name is Christina Fetterly.
And I'm Craig Darnell, and we are the producers of your Winter 2025 Nerds Audio Dramas.
It's been such a fun time watching these three wonderful, unique projects come together, and we're so proud of everyone who's been involved.
Down in the description of this video, you can find the credits for each story, timestamps for everything, and content warnings. So, without further ado, on to our first audio drama. This is Voices of the Frozen Passage.
Would someone skip this blasted song already? This is the fourth time it's been played in an hour.
Joanne, could you...
Driver's choice, Walter. Deal with it.
Oh.
If you would take a turn driving, you could pick the music. You haven't driven yet.
Everyone else seems perfectly happy driving, and I am perfectly happy writing. Thank you. All I'm requesting is simply more variation.
We can skip it.
This song makes me hype, and jamming out to the music keeps me alert. You want an alert driver, don't you? I drive next, so I back up Alfie, and Roulette should stay.
Actually...
Well, I think...
Would you be quiet? I can hear you through my headphones, and I am trying to concentrate. It's already not helpful that someone keeps finding all of the bumps in the road.
The entire road is just bumps. It isn't Alfred's fault.
It's Alfie, actually.
Right. Alfie. I'm sure we can all manage to lower our voices for you, Bella. Though I have to wonder, what exactly are you working on that requires such intense focus in a moving vehicle?
It better be a playlist.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, we could all add to it. It would be fun.
It's not a playlist. But since you need to know, I'm working on a geological map based on previous papers of the area for reference.
As if we aren't going to have enough work when we get to the site in the first place.
I still think we should start a playlist while we still have service.
You're doing this in the car?
That's why I need to concentrate.
Can I see when we stop next?
Maybe you could just not do complicated shit in the car then.
Drat. I don't have service either. Lost our chance to the next gas station, I guess.
Or maybe you could actually do something worthwhile for once, Walter.
You need some ice for that burn?
You know what?
Y'all, I can't see the caravan anymore.
What do you mean you can't see the caravan?
I really wish they would all stop speeding. We should call with the radio and let everyone know we're behind again.
Aye, aye, Captain. This is Vehicle 5 checking in. We have fallen behind. Can we meet up on the shoulder? Over. This is Vehicle 5. Can everyone hear us? Please respond. Over.
Are you doing it wrong?
Hand it back here and let me try.
I've been using it the past 3 days, no problem.
Just give it here.
All right, here you go.
Alaska Caravan, this is Vehicle 5.
Wait, the light isn't on. Is it plugged in correctly?
Yeah, that's probably it. Let me check. Nope. All plugged in.
Have you tried, unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Did that work?
Nope.
Well, this just keeps getting better and better.
Your negativity is disheartening and unnecessary.
Well, at least we know we are just going straight. We just follow this highway for the rest of the day and the next, so at least in 2 days, if we can't get in contact or we don't show up, they'll know something is wrong.
Great.
We aren't low on gas, but it might be a good idea to stop at the next gas station we'll encounter late tonight. Probably worth trying to reach out for help there. We don't want to be driving out here without our working radio.
Great.
Not helping, Walter.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, everyone. Okay, let's just keep going forward until we reach the gas station at the end of the day, like Alfred suggested, and keep
Alfie.
calm. Alfie, sorry.
Ah, yes, because telling someone to stay calm totally keeps everyone calm without a high probability of error.
Well, I'm gonna go back to working on my map. Bye-bye.
So, INGE, Joanne, what songs would you add to the playlist?
Well, there was this really great musical called Pass Along.
Oh yeah, I think I actually saw that
Yeah,
one.
it was really good.
So, which song in Pass Along was your favorite?
I don't think I know Pass Along.
Definitely Same Time Tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
a
love
great
that
one. It's really good.
Yeah, but also like the one with the rich people. I forgot their names.
Okay.
Which people?
Oh, is this like a new song? I don't think I know this one. Is it like...
I definitely need to play the album for you sometime.
Yeah, how have you not listened to that album?
I don't know. I feel like I have the music taste of like an 85-year-old man sometimes.
Guys, I think something is wrong.
What
do
did
you
you
mean?
do?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't do anything.
Stay calm, everyone. I'm sure everything is fine.
Something tells me that it is very much not fine, thank you very much.
We need to slow down and pull off the road now.
I can't.
Well, try!
Fuck that, we're going too fast!
Brace your head against your headrest and tense your muscles.
It's over. It's all fucking over.
I can't believe I'm going to die out here with you people.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, no thanks to Speed Racer over there.
They didn't do anything wrong.
If anything, Alfie wasn't going fast enough. We lost the caravan, remember?
Walter, INGE, BELA. Blaming people won't help us get out of this mess.
Okay, let's all take a breath and calm down. KATIA's right. Blaming each other isn't going to help us here. We need to figure out our next steps, not whose fault this is. Alfie, are you alright? Alfie? ALFRED?
Where are we? What happened? I'm so tired.
Guys, Alfie's arm has inside things on the outside.
Holy fuck!
What's going on?
Well...
ALFRED, we have been in a little accident. Do you remember where we were headed?
The gates of Arctic National Park and Preserve.
That's, good, I think?
His answer didn't sound too sure.
Alfie, you should keep your eyes closed. I'll get out of the car and head around with the first aid kit to get you patched up.
No. We shouldn't open the doors unless we're planning on leaving. We want to conserve the heat inside.
So what am I supposed to do? Lean over the council to treat him?
Or JOANNE could help him.
No, it should be me.
Does it even matter?
Yes, it matters, unless Tigger over there knows what to do with that.
I am proud to be Tigger, but no, I did not do the field first aid course like you.
Okay. Then can we manage to switch you two without opening the doors?
I guess that could work. Bella, would you pass me the first aid kit? I'd ask Walter, but I'm sure that wouldn't go well.
INGE...
Hey, watch it!
Oops. Okay, keep your eyes closed, Alfie.
Why?
Okay, we need to talk about the next step here.
What next steps? If you haven't noticed, we are stuck in a ditch. Who knows how far off the road in sub-zero temperatures?
We should try the radio again. Change the station. Try to get a hold of anyone at all.
I tried that earlier when I noticed the radio wasn't making any noise, but I could be wrong, so we should try again.
Oh, sure. I'm sure it will work now that we have crashed. We're stuck out here without a working vehicle. We are going to die.
Walter, I get that you're stressed, but this is not helping.
Yeah. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Hey.
All right. Alfie has fixed up the best I can, but he is going to need actual medical attention sooner rather than later.
Can you try the radio since you're up there? Maybe switch a few channels up.
Worth a try. Hello? Can anyone hear me? We need help. Let me switch the channel again. Hello? Can you hear me?
Let me try. Please? Can anyone hear us? Please?
Would you guys just stop already? It's obviously broken.
You don't know that.
I hate to say it, but I agree with Walter here. We should focus our energy on other things.
Yeah, I agree. We should take stock of our resources.
Well, we have an emergency blanket and the first aid kit and some burn supplies, but other than that, our kit is quite depleted.
Blanket? Can I have it? I'm really cold.
Shit, you're cold.
Here, Alfred, let me help you cover up. Hopefully you aren't going into shock.
Thanks. That would be great. Why would I be going into shock?
I have like 12 granola bars and a few liters of water.
Guys?
I have energy drinks, a lighter, and books we could burn in a pinch.
None of this will actually help us get out of here.
Someone will stop for us eventually.
We are out of sight in a ditch. What do you think?
Does the car have flares?
It should, right?
I can look. Nope.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
I feel funny. Why is my arm wrapped up? Where are we again?
That's not good, guys. This is bad.
I'm just I'm just kidding on that last one. I know where we are. I thought it would make y'all laugh and stop arguing.
Ha ha.
Yeah, not funny, Alfred.
Alfie.
Right.
We need to go get help. If not for us, for Alfie. He needs it now, all joking aside.
It's way too cold and harsh. There isn't a guarantee we would make it very far, or that a truck would pass that we could flag down.
Alfie certainly wouldn't make it.
Again, we are in a ditch, a rather deep one, mind you.
I'll go. Alone.
That's crazy.
Is it though? We need to get out of here, and Walter is right. No one will likely see us from the road here. I rock climb, so making it out of the snowy ditch and onto the road shouldn't be a problem. I have warm clothes, hand warmers, and I can take some of the extreme cold weather gear that anyone would be willing to lend me.
That seems unnecessarily dangerous. It's not like we need help urgently. I mean, it would be nice to get out of here, but it's not safe.
Okay, I guess it's really our only choice. As long as you have a plan.
I'm just going to start walking backwards. It hasn't been too far since we left the gas station this morning, but hopefully a truck sees me and stops before I get too far.
You can have my hat. It's really warm. Just make it back.
I'll make it back all right. We will be looking at rocks in no time.
If she makes it back with help, I will buy a lottery ticket.
I am so sick of your attitude, Walter.
Can we not fight again?
I'm not trying to fight. I'm just pointing out how hopeless it is.
Look, we're all scared, but you don't need to be a jerk about it.
Speak for yourself.
Bella, please.
Why are you being such an asshole on this trip anyway?
I'm not trying to be an asshole or a jerk.
Are you sure about that?
Look, the truth is, I wanted to study aerospace engineering, but my parents pushed me into geology, and I've been bitter about it for a while. I didn't even want to go on this trip, but I needed it to graduate. I'm glad I met you all, though, even though it currently looks like we are going to die here. I'm sorry for making this whole thing more difficult for you guys. I hope we can call each other friends if we make it out of here.
Of course we'll be friends, Walter. And it's when we get out of here. JOANNE will be here any minute with help. We can count on her.
As long as you apologize and make it up to us, I guess that's Jill.
Yeah, when we get back, we'll have bonded like weird feral cats. You won't be able to get rid of us. I want a nice banana pie as restitution.
A banana pie is so random.
Right?
He doesn't need to get us things, but an apology would be nice.
If we get through it, sure. I'll apologize and buy whatever you all want.
Maybe you can switch majors when we get back.
Nah, I'm in it for the long haul now. I mean, if we get through this. Although, if I had any doubts before, this is the end of my field work career.
I agree with that sentiment.
It's only been 2 hours, but it feels like it's been months since JOANNE left.
Yeah. It's starting to get cold in here.
Alfie, how are you doing?
I feel a bit strange, but I'm not even anxious, so I'm winning. Why?
No reason.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Yep, have no worries, Alfie. You are just fine.
Wait.
Guys! Is that a truck horn?
It is! Quick, we have to get out there so they can see us.
Wait, why? They know we're here because of JOANNE.
If we open the door, won't it get too cold? What if they don't stop or we miss them?
JOANNE might not have found this person. They could be coming from a different direction, or...
She might not have made it.
I'll go out. We'll be saved in no time. Just, you guys wait. Close the door after me.
It's looking like I'll owe you all an apology. Good luck out there.
Oh, my gods. My arm.
Don't worry, Alfie. Don't worry. We'll be okay. We're gonna be okay. Here, why don't you drink some water?
Oh my gods.
Will we?
We just have to wait and see.
Wait, did they make it?
The world may never know.
Well, for our next production, we wanted to do something different this time around. we came across an old radio show that ran from 1939 to 1946 called The New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, adapted by Edith Meiser, Dennis Green, and Anthony Boucher from the original collection of short stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This episode, titled The Second Generation, originally aired on December 17, 1945, and we've decided to recreate it nearly 80 years later. Directed by the two of us and edited by myself, this is our recreation of The New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Second Generation.
Come in. Ah, there you are, Mr. Bartell.
Good evening, Doctor. Oh, no, don't get up. You look much too comfortable.
Take off your overcoat and come and join me.
Well, I enjoyed your story of a scandal leukemia last week, Doctor. And tonight you promised us a sequel.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Bartell. A sequel that took place over 20 years afterwards, in 1909 to be exact. Sherlock Holmes was living in his Sussex bee farm. It was only in June, I remember, that I received a telegram from the great man asking me to come and spend a long weekend with him.
And I'm sure you needed no urging to accept the invitation.
None, Mr. Bartell, none at all. I hadn't seen Holmes for some time, and this fact, combined with my rather indifferent health, found me on the Eastbourne train a few hours after receiving the telegram. A dog cart was at the station to meet me, and after a brisk drive across the downs, I found myself once more with my good friend. He looked somewhat older than when I'd last seen him, but as he spoke to me, I realized from the keenness of his voice and the sparkle in his eye that Sherlock Holmes would never really be old. After a while, our conversation lapsed into the comfortable silence that can exist only between friends. And then, as the sun was setting, Holmes picked up his beloved violin and began to play some haunting melody. As he lay back, eyes half closed, his long, thin fingers caressing the instrument, a wave of nostalgia swept over me. I thought of the many years that we'd spent together, and of the exciting adventures that we had shared during the old days in Baker Street. Beautiful. Quite beautiful.
Thank you, Watson. You look uncommonly wistful, dear chap. Are you thinking of the old days?
Yes, Holmes, I was.
So was I. Oh, well, those were exciting times, but it's comforting to think that now we will not be disturbed by a jingling doorbell, followed shortly by some poor devil in trouble. Nowadays, my greatest excitements are connected with the segregation of the queen bee and the nighttime proclivities of Charles Augustus, my tomcat.
I still find it hard to think of you in retirement, Holmes. Do you ever consider returning to active practice?
Oh, I consider it occasionally and reject the idea. A man should only work up to the peak of his ability. I'm past mine.
Nonsense, Holmes. You're just alert as ever, you are.
Mentally, perhaps, but not physically.
Would you consider handling a small problem in England?
Oh, if it's a personal problem that affects you, my dear chap, you know I'll do anything I can.
Well, it's not exactly my problem, Holmes, but there was a charming young girl on the train. We got into conversation and...
You don't age at all, chap. You're just as susceptible as ever.
No, Holmes. Let me finish. She said that you knew her mother quite well.
Her mother? Come in, yes, Divis. What is it?
I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr. Holmes. Your man said I might come in. My master, Lytton Stanley, instructed me to deliver this note.
Oh, thank you.
He also instructed me to wait for a reply.
Oh, confounded impudence. You can tell your master there's no answer to this letter.
But he told me I must get a reply, sir.
You may tell Mr. Lytton Stanley that I will instruct my solicitors to reply to his message in due course.
But, sir...
That is all, Divis. You may go.
Very good, sir.
What did the note say, Holmes?
Read it for yourself.
Keep your filthy bees where they belong. One of my guests was stung yesterday. If this happens again, I'll have the police run you out of this place. Good Lord, what an offensive letter.
The man himself is even more offensive. He's a retired manufacturer who thinks that his immense wealth entitles him to domineer over local residents. Oh, but let's not spoil a nice sunny afternoon by discussing him. Please continue with the story of the young lady that you met on the train.
Yes, I'd like to. Poor little thing seems in dreadful trouble. I do wish you would help her.
You say that she told you her mother knew me?
Yes.
What's her name?
Norton. Irene Norton.
Norton. I don't seem to recall. Oh, but of course! Where is this girl, Watson?
She's staying at the Red Lion in the village.
Then ring her on the telephone and ask her to come here as fast as you can. Of course I'll help her.
I'm delighted, Holmes, but what made you change your mind so suddenly?
Is your memory so short that you can't remember Irene Adler? Surely you haven't forgotten that in the case that you called a scandal in Bohemia, I was completely fooled by her.
Why, Julius, of course. You always referred to her as the woman. But how does Irene Norton fit into the picture?
Irene Adler married a barrister named Geoffrey Norton. Tell Miss Norton to come at once, Watson. She is the daughter of the woman.
Mr. Holmes, I've heard so much about you from Mother. She says you're the cleverest man in England.
Your mother flatters me, dear child. She herself was much more clever than I. In fact, yes, did she ever tell you about the circumstances under which we met?
No, Mr. Holmes, though she did tell me you were a witness when she and my father were married.
Very true, my dear, very true. Though the occasion was a little, well, shall we say, unusual. Look here, this golden sovereign I wear on my watch chain is a memento of that day. I also have a charming photograph of your mother.
You must have known her quite well.
How about telling Mr. Holmes about your troubles, my dear? Reminiscences are charming, but they can wait until we've dealt with your problems.
Mr. Holmes, I'm being blackmailed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. By whom?
By a neighbour of yours, Mr. Lytton Stanley. Do you know him?
Oh, yes, indeed, I do.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Holmes received a most offensive note from the gentleman less than an hour ago.
What hold does Mr. Stanley have over you, my dear?
He has some letters, some rather indiscreet letters of mine that I wrote to a friend of his last year.
How did he obtain these letters, Miss Norton?
He must have stolen them. I don't know how, but when I was staying at his house a few weeks ago, he told me that he had them and asked £5,000 for their return.
Gracious me! And why should he consider your letters, even indiscreet letters, worth so large a sum?
I'm engaged to be married to Lord Weston's son. That awful man, Mr. Stanley, knows that if my fiancé saw the letters, the marriage would never take place.
They must be extremely compromising.
They aren't really, but I was much younger when I wrote them. In fact, I was only 17, and I'm afraid they could be easily misconstrued.
Have you told your mother?
Oh no, she'd never understand.
She might surprise you on that score, I think. How about your father?
Daddy's a barrister. You can imagine how straight-laced he'd be about the whole thing. That's why I came to you, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, I see you feel that I'm not so, well, shall we say, straight-laced.
No, of course you aren't. Mother's told me all about you. In any case, I've read Dr. Watson's stories.
Watson, my dear fellow, your stories will land me in serious trouble one of these days.
Now, what are you suggesting Mr. Holmes can do for you, Miss Norton?
Get the letters back for me.
But how?
Steal them, of course.
Well, my dear, I hardly think that you
No,
can...
No, my dear Watson, don't be shocked. Miss Norton is a forthright girl, like her mother before her. It is most refreshing.
Mr. Holmes, you can't say you won't help me.
No, I don't think that I can say it. In any case, I have a slight personal score to settle with Mr. Lytton Stanley myself. He's rude, and has no understanding of bees.
But how are you going to steal the letters?
That problem requires a little thought, old chap.
I can tell you how to do it, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, really? This is delightful, my dear. You've explained the problem and also the way of solving it. How easy a detective's work might be if all plans were equally helpful. Tell me, what is your plan?
Tomorrow is the servant's half-day off at Mr. Lytton Stanley's. He will be there alone during the afternoon.
How do you know that fact?
My maid was keeping company, as they say, with Davis the butler when I was there a few weeks ago. She found out everything from him. My letters are kept in a filigree box in his desk.
Your enterprise, my dear. I'm surprised you didn't try to open the desk yourself.
I did, but it's very sturdy and has a combination lock. However, I'm sure that you and Dr. Watson can think of some way of getting the letters, particularly if Mr. Lytton Stanley's alone in the house.
We shall do our best, Miss Norton.
Promise me one thing, though, both of you.
Oh, what's that?
Don't read the letters, will you? I'm really rather ashamed of writing them.
Of course we won't, my dear child.
You're both so sweet to me. How can I thank you?
Thanks would be a little premature, but you could do us a favour.
Of course. What is it?
Your mother had a beautiful voice, I recall. I wonder if you inherit her talent.
I do sing, though I've never done so professionally like Mother.
And I never played the violin professionally. Perhaps between us we could give Watson a little concert.
That's a delightful idea. We can't do anything until tomorrow anyway.
What would you like to sing?
Songs my mother taught me.
Oh, really brilliant. Perfectly appropriate.
The days long vanished, seldom from eyelids.
Charming. Tonight, music, and tomorrow, a touch of daylight robbery.
Dear old Watson, your disguise is really excellent.
I must confess I'm a little apprehensive.
There's no need to be, I assure you. You, as Dr. Hamish, and I, as the Reverend Appleby, are calling on Mrs. Stanley ostensibly in search of a contribution from my charity hospital that you are in charge of. What could be simpler?
Well, what made you decide on the role of a clergyman?
It should simplify our entrance to the house. No, I must confess that a rare touch of sentiment prompted me to the choice of my disguise.
How does sentiment enter into it?
Oh, surely you remember that it was in the role of one simple-minded nonconformist clergyman that I once attempted to deceive Miss Norton's mother.
That's right. I'd forgotten. That woman really fascinates you, doesn't she?
That she does, old chap. Irene Adler was one woman I've always regarded with unbounded admiration, even though she was a criminal. But enough of this. Come on, old fellow, you ready?
Yes.
You have the equipment I mentioned to you.
In my pocket.
Let's be off, old chap, let's be off. If he's home, or the devil, doesn't he answer the door?
Oh, come, my dear Reverend Appleby. For a parson, your language is hardly appropriate.
I'm sorry, Dr. Hamish. Shh, here comes someone.
Yes,
Mr. Lytton Stanley.
that's my name.
And mine is Appleby, and this is my dear friend Dr. Hamish.
I am proud to meet you, sir. I've heard a great deal about you.
What can I do for you?
If we could come in for a moment, I'll explain our mission.
Oh, very well. Come into the study.
We are raising a subscription list for a charity hospital at Paddyway, just across the downs. You're a prominent resident here, and we thought that you'd like to donate a few guineas.
I'm really not interested. I've given as much to charity this year as I can afford.
Well, it's a fine cause, sir. I'm giving my medical services 3 days a week, and the Reverend Appleby is donating his services too.
Who else has contributed to this fund?
All your neighbours, sir. We just came from the bee farm over the downs. The owner, Mr. Holmes, gave us a cheque for 5 guineas.
Holmes gave you 5 guineas, did he?
Aye, a very nice gentleman, Mr. Holmes. We're proposing to name a ward in the hospital after him.
Is this list of subscribers going to be published in the paper?
Oh, yes, Mr. Lytton Stanley.
I'll give you 10 guineas.
10 guineas?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Very kind of you, sir. I'm sure.
I'll get my checkbook. It's in this desk.
Quick, what's in the chloroform?
Right.
Now, who do I make this check payable to? Ah!
Hold him still, Holmes. Hold him still.
Very neat, Watson.
Chloroform doesn't take long, does it, Holmes?
Leave him lying over the desk. That's it.
Is the filigree box in there?
Uh-huh, here it is.
Splendid. Holmes, don't open it. You promised that you wouldn't.
I just wished to make sure.
Make sure it was there, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Who's there?
Oh no, don't move. I have a revolver, and don't turn around. Place the box on the table, Mr. Holmes, and put your hands up, gentlemen. Both of you. That's right.
I know that voice. It's Davis, the butler.
Quite correct, sir.
Well, Davis, you needn't point a revolver at us. Is your master injured?
I'm not in the least bit interested in my master's health, Dr. Watson. In fact, if he were dead, I should be delighted.
And what are you up to, Davis?
I'm taking advantage of a situation, sir. I've been trying to open that desk for weeks. After such kindness on your part, sir, I hate to seem ungracious, but I'm dreadfully afraid I shall have to kill you. To kill both of you.
Dr. Watson's story will continue in just a second, so I'm going to remind you that good food always tastes better served with a good wine. And if you like a red wine, say with steak or meat of any kind, then you'll love Petra California Burgundy. If you'd rather have a white wine, say with chicken or fish, then by all means, get Petri California Sourndies. Oh, and look, if the opinion is divided in your family, some of you like a red wine and some like white, the answer's obvious. Do it buy one, buy two. Remember that, huh? Do it buy one, buy two. But do buy Petri, then you know it's good. Well, Doctor, that's a fine place to break off your story, with the butler pointing a gun at your backs and you and Sherlock Holmes with your hands above your heads. What happened next? I know at least you didn't get killed, or else you wouldn't be sitting here in California tonight telling me the story.
Elementary, my dear Mr. Bartell. But supposing I take you back in the story to the point where I left off?
Well, alright then. Take me back, Doctor. Take me back.
Very well. We stood there, Holmes and I, our hands above our heads, as Davis said.
I can't tell you how grateful I am that you opened the desk for me. After such kindness on your part, sir, I hate to seem ungracious, but I'm dreadfully afraid I'm going to have to kill you both.
I dislike to appear stupid at such a melodramatic moment, but why is it necessary to kill us?
For months I've been waiting for an opportunity to steal the Kitman Jar emerald, and now you have done it for me, sir, and presented me with a perfect alibi.
The Kitman Jar emerald?
Oh, come now, Mr. Holmes. You know the treasures in this house as well as I do. Apart from the emerald, there's a superb Cellini that would fetch a fine price in the right market.
We aren't here after any valuables, my good man.
Don't call me your good man, Dr. Watson. It's patronising and untrue. In any case, sir, whether you were here after the valuables or not makes no difference. I've caught you both red-handed. You're completely in my power, gentlemen.
You're going to steal the treasures, I suppose, and then pretend that we were responsible?
Exactly, sir. I shall kill you both, secrete what objects appeal to me, and when my master regains consciousness, I shall explain that I found 3 men burgling the house, and that I killed 2 of them while the third got away with the loot. Who would be able to doubt my word? To be regarded as a hero. I might even have my salary raised.
Watson, I'm afraid this is the end, old chap.
What a sordid way to die! Chopped to the back like a coward.
Now, Davis, at least do us the courtesy of allowing us to face the firing squad, will you?
Very well, gentlemen. Turn round, but don't try any tricks.
One last request.
What is it, sir?
I'm beaten, I'll admit it. I'm getting old, but in my heyday I've crossed swords with some of the greatest criminals in Europe. My life has been attempted many times, but I've always escaped. If this is to be my swan song, at least give me the privilege of shaking the hand of the man who has at last bested me.
Well, sir, I feel that I'm stepping a bit out of my station, but I suppose the situation is unusual. I hope you don't object to the left hand, sir. I'll keep the revolver in my right.
Very well, Davis. There you are.
Goodbye, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Goodbye, Davis. And my congratulations for... My congratulations for being a fool.
Well done, Holmes.
You may be getting old, Watson, but I've not lost my skill at trickery.
Oh, you went over your shoulder in a flash. Fortunately, the bullet went wide.
How was he, Watson? Struck the desk as he fell.
Yes, he's gassed his head. It's not serious. He'll be unconscious for a while.
Good. But I think we'll take the precaution of closing the desk drawer. I don't want him to be exposed to further temptation when he comes to. There we are.
Shouldn't we get in touch with the police, Holmes?
Police? Great Scott, no, old fellow. After all, we're burglars and we're in disguise. 2 facts that would be hard to explain satisfactorily. No, we must head to the bee farm as soon as possible.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Miss Norton will be waiting for us there, and we'll tell her what happened. Poor girl. I'm afraid she's in for something of a shock.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, I'm so glad to see you back again. Did you get the filigree box?
Yes, Miss Norton, here it is.
But, Holmes, I didn't know that you...
Shh, Watson. Why not open it, Miss Norton?
Well,
Open it, my dear. There may not be love letters inside of it, but there is a note.
Oh.
Why don't you read it to us?
Well. Let this be a warning, Miss Norton. Crime does not pay. If you don't believe me, ask your mother. Sincerely, Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Holmes, you knew my secret all the time.
Not all the time, but I realized it as soon as I'd opened the filigree box.
What on earth are you talking about?
Miss Norton was under the impression that she could use me as a cat's paw, as a dupe to commit a burglary for her.
I still don't understand, Holmes.
You will remember she asked us to promise not to open the box.
Yes, but you did so just before the fellow held us up with a revolver. What was inside the box?
An impressive green stone, which I knew to be the Kitman Jar emerald.
But where's the emerald now?
I slipped it back into Mr. Lytton Stanley's desk and locked it. Brought the box here because I wanted to see your expression, Miss Norton, as you opened it.
Great Scott! And I thought you were causing trouble. Shocking.
You'll have to save yourself, young lady.
But I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Holmes. Terribly sorry. It seemed like a wildly exciting idea, but I didn't really mean to steal it.
No, of course not. No, of course you didn't. You meant for me to steal it for you, Miss Norton. I'm convinced that you knew that your mother once outwitted me, and you presumed to think that you could do the same. I should turn you over to the police.
Please don't, Mr. Holmes. You can't do that.
I certainly could. But I'm not going to for 2 reasons. First, you are young and impressionable, and this will teach you a lesson. And in the second place, I have a strange admiration for your mother. But I warn you, Miss Norton, you have had a narrow escape. A very narrow escape.
Mr. Holmes, before I go, there's one favour I want to ask you.
Oh, really? What is it?
Could I keep this filigree box with your note inside it? It would be a reminder all my life of how we met.
What do you say, Watson?
It isn't your box to give, Holmes.
That's true, old fellow, that's quite true. But I fail to see how we could return it now without disclosing our own share in the attempted robbery. In any case, I don't like Mr. Lytton Stanley. I think we might indulge in a little penny larceny without feeling too guilty. Very well. Miss Norton, you may keep the box.
I shall always treasure it. Thank you. Goodbye, Dr. Watson. Don't think too badly of me.
Goodbye.
Good night, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
You know, Holmes, I must say you were surprisingly lenient with that girl. Do you suppose her mother put her up to the whole thing?
That possibility had occurred to me, old fellow. And yet I have a feeling that... Come in! Door's open.
Were you expecting anyone?
No. Oh, Scott, it's Lytton Stanley. Good evening, sir. This is an unexpected honour.
Sherlock Holmes, we haven't been the best of friends, I know. But you've got to help me now. I'm in serious trouble.
Oh, indeed, sir. Won't you sit down? This is my friend, Dr. Watson.
How do you do?
And now, sir, what is your trouble?
I've been robbed, Holmes.
Robbed? What was stolen?
Well, my greatest treasure, the Kitmanjah emerald, was removed from his case and then mysteriously returned loose in my desk afterwards. But there's a priceless Cellini missing.
Have you any idea who the Thurgees might be?
It was a gang, I'm sure of that. A couple disguised as a clergyman and a doctor came into the house on the pretext of raising money for some hospital, and they overpowered me with chloroform.
Oh, dear me, how very unpleasant for you.
Yes, well, when I came to, I found my butler, Davis, lying beside me in a pool of blood. The brave fellow had wrestled with the thieves, but they got away. And he's in the hospital now, Holmes. You've got to help me.
The Kitmanjah emerald was returned, you say, but a Cellini is missing.
Yes, it's an exquisite filigree box in which I had kept the emerald.
A filigree box?
Yes, it's a genuine Cellini. It's worth several £1,000. Holmes, you must help me solve this business.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lytton Stanley, but I'm afraid I can't help you. I've retired. And yes, I intend to remain in retirement. Good night, sir.
Oh, but I'll pay you any fee within reason.
My decision is final, sir. Good night.
Oh, I might have known I wouldn't get any help from you.
Holmes, she fooled you again.
Yes, the little devil. She knew that box was a Cellini all this time.
You don't seem very angry with her, old boy.
I should be, but I'm not. What splendid audacity. What a superb nerve that child has.
But you must get the box back from her.
I shall, Watson, I shall. Or rather, I shall sway Davis to do it for me. That's the price of our silence.
But how can he get it back?
Remember that he walks out with Miss Norton's maid. I'm certain that when he explains his predicament, he can prevail upon her to steal the box from her mistress so that it may be returned to its rightful owner.
That's a good idea. By George, Holmes, Miss Norton's a chip off the old block, all right.
Yes, Watson, she is. And it makes me wonder.
What about?
I wonder, my dear chap, how long it can remain in retirement. Such a worthy antagonist at large, it's a challenge, an irresistible challenge.
You know, Dr. Watson, I just can't get over the way you and Mr. Holmes let that girl, Irene was her name, pull the wool over your eyes. Why, she really twisted you around her little finger.
Mr. Bartell, I don't like to make extremely positive statements, but I'm sure that if you were in my shoes, Irene would not only have twisted you around her little finger, but she'd have had you rolling about in hoops and standing on your head.
You mean she was that beautiful?
Mr. Bartell, she was so beautiful that she'd make you forget all about Petri wine.
Dr. Watson, no girl is that beautiful.
Oh, how young you really are.
Well, maybe so. But there are lots of pretty girls in this world, and only one Petri wine. That's because there's only one Petri family that's been making wine since the 1800s. And believe me, because the Petri business has always been family owned and operated, they've been able to hand on down from father to son, the highly skilled art of making fine wine. And those generations of winemaking add up to a lot of experience. The Petri family really knows how to turn luscious California grapes into fragrant, delicious wine. That's why, no matter what type of wine you wish, you can't go wrong looking for the label that says P-E-T-R-I Petri, because Petri took time to bring you good wine. Well, Dr. Watson, what story are you planning to tell us next week?
Well, sounds like they sure liked that Petri wine. Speaking of Petri wine, this video is sponsored by viewers like you. Right now, for a limited time only, you can give us money, send money to us directly through Venmo. Nerds do theater on Venmo. Give us money, give us money, give us money. Anyways, last but not least is a mysterious spin-off of a beloved Shakespeare play. This is A Midsummer's Murder Case.
When was the last time you saw Miss O'Connor?
Just leaving the party. We got so drunk that night. I didn't take her seriously at the time, but she was paranoid. She said people were acting strange, that we'd been replaced by something else.
Replaced? What did she mean by that?
I don't know. She was inconsolable, kept ranting and making nonsense. She didn't want to get in the car with us, didn't trust us. We tried to call her a cab of her own, didn't want to just leave her, but she just walked off. Her apartment wasn't far, we just let her go.
And you never saw her again?
No one ever saw her again.
Still listening to the old case logs?
There has to be something that that we've missed.
We're going to find her, Quinn. That's what we do.
Yeah. Sorry. It was the 1-year anniversary yesterday, and I've been in my head too much. It'll be good to focus on work, I think. What do you have for me?
That's the spirit. We've got a good one today. Bizarre death at the local theater. Looked like a suicide at first, but the coroner is suspecting some foul play. We've brought someone in for questioning. Only patron of the show who didn't run out screaming. Just sat and watched, according to witnesses.
Dubious murders. Blood-loving weirdos. My favorite.
It'll help you to keep your mind off of things. Now, go get that confession, Tiger.
Hello, Mr. Seems we forgot to record your name. Care to remind me?
Oh, I've had many names, but you may call me Oberon.
Oberon? Like from Shakespeare?
It's a common alias for us fairies.
Huh. Right. Any last name, Mr. Oberon? That's okay. We can circle back to that. Now, Oberon, do you know why we brought you in today?
Because of the incident at the Enchantress Theater, I assume.
Yes. And can you tell me what you remember about that incident?
I suppose I can.
And would you, please?
Of course, dear. I was seated in the 7th row, that's the best view of the stage, and was watching the illustrious Sylvia Kane play Hermia in a production of A Midsummer's Night's Dream. She was performing the scene where Hermia awakes in the night and wanders the woods in search of someone. Only Sylvia didn't like what it was she found.
What did she find?
A knife in her throat.
Did you see how the knife got there?
You mean, did she intentionally stab herself in front of a crowd of hundreds? Or did the knife have help getting in her neck?
We're investigating whether this was a murder or a suicide, Mr. Oberon. Anything you can remember about the moment of the stabbing would be helpful.
I'm not sure that I can stomach to remember it. It was quite the traumatic excite, you know.
Continue to share your experience, Mr. Oberon.
Well, I can tell you it wasn't a suicide.
Is that right? Before she was stabbed, were there any suspicious characters around the stage? Maybe someone working the set who seemed like they weren't supposed to be there? A patron lingering around?
Oh, I don't recall anything unusual happening around me, no. Miss Kane herself seemed to be comfortable and enjoying herself on stage. She was in exceptional form as Hermia.
You seem fairly familiar with the victim, Sylvia Kane. Were you acquaintances? Former co-workers?
Oh, no. I am merely passionate about local theater.
I must admit, you seem quite nonchalant about this whole affair, Mr. Oberon. I would expect a proper theater aficionado to be quite upset about the murder of a talented actress right in front of their eyes.
Well, it was hardly a surprise. I knew she was going to die tonight.
You what?
Oh, I have a talent for these sorts of things. You might call it ESP or cryptesthesia or even a sixth sense.
So with your psychic powers, you foresaw that Miss Kane was going to be murdered and you didn't intervene? Try to warn her or security pull a fire alarm?
No.
Why not?
Because that's not how the story goes, dear. The story doesn't care about the life of the damsel. Instead, it waits. It waits for Hermia to rise from her bed and wander the forest of props, to brush against the dark curtain at the back of the stage, searching for her Lysander beyond the veil. What she finds is that biting knife. As she staggers backward, clutching and gasping, the audience scrambles like rats from a sinking ship, until only one remains for you to question about this strange sequence of events. Events that no one but I can relay to you. For this tale to unfold, there had to be a sacrifice. It would have not brought me to you otherwise.
What?
After all, Hermia should have known better than to wander the forest alone. One might find all manner of things there, things which follow you back. Wouldn't you agree, Mrs. O'Connor?
What are you talking about?
Quinn, come out for a moment.
Yes, Captain?
Sorry to call you out, but we've gotten some new intel. Come here, watch this security tape from the theater. See anything suspicious?
There, in the 7th row. There's some kind of interference. The image is all scrambled over that one seat.
That's the exact seat where a witness, dare I say suspect, was sitting.
So, what? He tampers with the cameras or wears some sort of reflective gear so he can't be seen? And then just sits and waits for us to catch him anyways? Where's the logic in that?
I don't know, but he's not just a digital ghost either. He didn't come in with anything. No ID, no credit cards, no keys to a car or house. We ran his face and fingerprints through the system. Absolutely nothing. We have nothing. You get anything useful yet?
Well, he definitely saw something. Possibly everything. He knew the victim, at least peripherally, claims to have known the crime was going to occur but didn't warn anybody. He seems perfectly calm, even gleeful about witnessing the murder. I don't know, Captain. There's something off about this guy. With everything he knows, everything about this playful way he's acting, if this were any other suspect, I'd say they must have done it.
Why do I feel there's a but coming?
But I just don't think that he did.
You're describing a textbook sociopath. We see them all the time. If this guy didn't do it, he must be close to whoever did. Are you thinking he's in cahoots with the real murderer? Someone we haven't identified?
No. Ugh, I don't know. I just have this feeling. Like he's using this case to just toy with us or tease us with something deeper. Like, none of this is even real.
We have a body in the morgue. That's real.
You're right. I just can't shake the idea that this is some kind of setup. He knows more than he's letting on. Maybe even something not related to this case at all.
What do you mean?
Forget it. Thanks for the intel. I'll resume the questioning as usual.
Okay, Quinn. Be careful. These guys are manipulative by nature. They like to play with your emotions. It's how they get the upper hand.
I'm a professional, Captain. Don't worry about me.
Right. I'll check back in an hour.
Oh, everything all right?
Just discussing your continued anonymity. How'd you do that little trick with the camera?
Oh, it's no trick. It merely happens on occasion.
Listen, Oberon. Quite frankly, we have enough evidence to charge you with this murder. Now, I don't think you did it, but I need you to work with me here.
May I ask you a question, Mrs. O'Connor?
Are you listening to me?
Why do you work as a police interrogator?
I like helping people. I'm no good in the field, but here I can maybe bring some justice to the world. Separate the guilty and the innocent. Make sure the people being punished are the ones who deserve that punishment, that the wrongly accused are set free. And maybe get answers for the families left behind.
And you think I deserve punishment?
As I said, I don't think you murdered Miss Kane.
But you think I did something, don't you?
Right now, we are discussing the incident at the Enchantress Theater. You said you'd been watching Miss Kane's career. Do you remember any drama in her former roles, a falling out with co-stars, maybe a jilted understudy?
Oh, I don't know, dear. As I said, Sylvia was really only a means to an end.
The end being...
Here, of course.
The police station? Suspected in a murder case. That was your plan?
Here, with you. Again. Oh, don't tell me you don't remember, Quinn.
I need to take this. Hey, Avery. I wasn't expecting you to call. Is everything all right?
It's 1 p.m. I always call during my lunch break.
It's 1 already. But I just started questioning. I just got here. I guess I completely lost track of time.
Are you okay, love? You don't sound like yourself.
Oh, yeah. I'm fine. We've just had an unusual suspect here today. Must have scrambled me a little. How's your day been?
Well, we had a lot of excitement in the house this morning after you left.
What? Did something happen with Benjamin?
Of course something happened. Ben found the present you left for him on the porch. Really, if you didn't want him to find it until you got home, you should have hidden it better, Quinn. You know that kid gets into everything.
Present?
The one left by his fairy godmother.
What?
Anyways, I told Benjamin he has to wait until you're home to open it. But I've caught him giving it a few sneaky shakes. And I'm pretty impatient to see this mystery present too, you know. You didn't tell me you were getting him anything.
I didn't. Whatever you found on the porch, I didn't put it there.
So, your mom maybe? She's always spoiling him.
Could be, though she didn't give me a heads up. Just make sure Ben doesn't mess around with it too much until I get home.
Okay, love. Are you sure you're feeling all right?
Yes. I'm fine. Anything exciting happen at work?
Oh, actually, it's a funny story. This guy brought in his pet pig to have us check out a rash. Oh no. One of the dogs has gotten out and it's giving the secretary quite the runaround. I should go help. I'll see you tonight, Quinn. Love you.
Love you too.
Anything to report?
Shit! Captain!
Oh, sorry, Quinn. Didn't mean to startle you. Just here for the hourly checkup?
Right. It's been an hour. Somehow. No. Nothing to report on the case. Oberon, though. He said he wanted to be here. That, the incident at the theater was just a means to an end? And It's freaky, Captain. I think he knows things about me.
Shit, Quinn. It happens sometimes. You know, these sociopathic types, they like to Google us, try to come in here and make us doubt ourselves, to put themselves in the position of power. Maybe Ms. Kane was just a convenient chance for him to get through the door.
You're probably right. That must be it.
You want out? I can get someone else to wrap up the questioning.
No. I got it. Thanks, Captain. I'll see you in another hour. All right, you're gonna tell me what's going on here.
Whatever do you mean?
You're playing with me. Worse, you're fucking with my family. What's in that box, Oberon? A bomb? A severed finger? How did you even find my address?
It's a gift for your wife and son.
Maybe you didn't kill Sylvia, but stalking and mailing injurious packages are criminal offenses. I should arrest you right now.
Why don't you?
Because I need to know why. Why are you doing this? Why me?
I'm here to collect on your debt.
What debt?
From our last meeting, dear. I promised you the life you always wanted, didn't I? A life of bringing justice. Never a wrong conviction in all these years. You always get the confession. Always save the day.
No. That didn't happen. That was just a dream.
And then I named my price. Do you remember? The price was that one day, that blessed life I gave you. One day you would give that life to me. And you agreed. Both of you.
No, that was a hallucination. We were children. We were dehydrated and sunstroked, lost in those woods for hours.
You asked for someone to save you. I did. That was part of our deal.
I never told anyone about that. Not even Avery. Bridget, my sister, she went missing a year ago. Did you take her? Did you force her to tell you about me, my address about that day in the forest so you could come here and torment more of our family? Where is she?
Bridget didn't need to tell me anything. I didn't need her to.
Where is my sister?
Someplace you could never reach her. Not unless you come with me.
No. This isn't real. Captain warned me about this. You've been stalking me. One Google search and you'd see my sister went missing. You're using her to get to me. Maybe I did talk about getting lost in the forest once. Maybe you found an old interview or a blog post or something. You followed me home, left a suspicious package for my family knowing that Avery would tell me about it just so you can play your sick game of watching me squirm. But I don't have to play along with this. Locked? Why the hell? Hey! Let me out of here! Hey!
What's the matter, Quinn? Can't handle it?
Do not play with me right now, Captain. Just let me out.
You sure? Sounds like you're having lots of fun in there.
What's going on? Why are you doing this to me?
You've got to pay your debts, Quinn. I'm sorry.
You! What did you do to Captain? Did you bribe her? Blackmail her?
Of course I didn't.
Then why did she lock me in here?
She heard what I wanted her to hear. The truth is so easily obfuscated, you know.
She and the rest of the station, they'll realize something is wrong soon. And regardless of what tricks you've planned, they'll set me free. And you'll rot in prison. And...
Aren't you going to answer that?
What trickery is this?
Answer and find out.
Avery, is that you?
Of course. Who else would it be?
Is everything okay?
Yes, love. I just got home. Benjamin and I opened the gift. We understand completely, Quinn. It's okay.
Understand what?
That you have to keep your word, of course. We'll be okay. Don't worry about us. Oberon will provide us with everything we could need. It's only fair.
No, Avery, don't trust him. Whatever he said or gave you, it's not real. Don't believe him.
Goodbye, Quinn. I love you.
I love you too. What did you do to my family, you sick fuck?
Just sit down, dear.
No, you're going to tell me what you did to my family.
Sit down. You've spoken enough, Miss O'Connor, and now you are going to listen to me. You're going to listen because I have all the answers you so desperately desire. Not about this trivial case, but about your great mystery. That's what it's always been about since the moment you walked into this room. For all your self-righteous insistence that you wanted to help others find justice. For all my gifts I've given you every day for the past year and a day. You've only been hoping to help yourself. Someday, you believe, the real perpetrator will end up in here for some offense, and you'll catch them in your snare. And I suppose it finally worked.
So it was you.
Yes, you're right. You've been right this whole time. I didn't kill Sylvia Kane, but I did take your sister. I did beguile your captain, and I did send a gift to dazzle your wife and son. And now, I've come for you.
I don't understand. What happened in that forest all those years ago, it wasn't real. This can't be real. You aren't real. You never were.
You and your sister begged me for help. You agreed to the rules. I upheld my end of the bargain. Now it's your turn.
I don't want to die.
Die? Oh no, dear. You'll merely come to live with me in my realm under my spell. Like your sister.
Bridget. She's still alive?
Of course. Would you like to speak with her?
That's impossible.
Is it?
Hello?
Bridget? Is that really you?
Quinn, I can only barely hear you.
Where are you? How can I help you?
I don't know. It's like a dream, always changing. There's music and laughter somewhere in the distance, warmth, light, but I can't reach it.
Oberon, what are you doing to her?
To her, mere hours have passed since crossing the veil between worlds. She is still acclimating.
Quinn, I'm scared. You have to come and get me. I don't want to be alone here. Everything's murky. I'm scared.
Bridget, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you.
Quinn, please. Remember when we were lost as children? You saved me, bargained for us both. You have to come save me again. Please.
I will, Bridget. I'll have to. This whole time, Oberon, did I ever have a choice? Was there ever a chance I left this room? Won this game?
Of course not, dear. But I thought the illusion might make it easier to swallow.
And my family? You said, or Avery said on the phone, they'll be taken care of? You'll make sure my wife and my son, they'll have everything they could ever need, right? They won't need me anymore when I go.
That is only fair.
And Bridget, we'll be together on the other side?
As was promised.
Why us, Oberon?
It's a lonely life to live so long in a dream. So, when two lost children wandered upon my wood, I thought perhaps I might like to keep them. And thus I arranged that they would have wonderful lives, have their greatest wish fulfilled. And when the time was right, I would bring them back with me forever.
But you can't just...
Shall we go?
Go where?
Home, dear. Home.
Mrs. Avery O'Connor, what do you remember about the events leading up to your wife's disappearance?
She was acting strange when I called on my lunch break, but I don't know. I just thought she was having a rough morning. But then she didn't come home. And she didn't answer her phone, so I drove to the station and I met with Captain Erin, and she said that Quinn was still in interrogation. She checked on her through the door an hour earlier, and Quinn had said not to disturb her, but, well, nobody's heard from her since. So we opened the door just to check on her, and it was empty. The room was just empty.
How could it be empty?
We don't know. We checked the cameras, but all the footage was corrupted, and we asked everyone, but no one saw either of them leave the suspect or Quinn. It was like they just vanished. How could they have vanished?
Don't worry, Mrs. O'Connor. We'll find her. We'll find her.
I wonder where she went.
It's probably fine. Anyways, that's the end of our show tonight. Thank you all so very much for tuning in.
Make sure to check out our other content and stay tuned for new releases. Big things coming soon. Don't miss out. Or else.
Bye.